This is a test just to see what I can do and how easy I can paint using this camera. We're painting one of these Blood Bowl Snotlings. At the moment, I'm just finishing up some of the contrast paints on the little mushrooms. This is a very quick paint job that I've been doing for a Blood Bowl tournament taking place at one of my local stores. So it's nothing fancy, it's literally get base coats on with contrast paint. But that's what I was doing when I started to do this, so that's what you guys get to see. If you can see, which is the whole point. But really, I'm just testing my camera setup, which is about as ghetto as you can get. Ring light and a camera holder. It's not really something I've considered much about, really. The fact that you have to change how you normally paint things depending on where your camera might be. You know, for example, I'm currently leaning slightly to the right of this O-ring. That'll do. I suppose this music I've got on is from a channel called Lo-Fi Girl, which I think is royalty free. I guess that'll be something else I have to look into. Assuming you've got to credit them or do something with it. Yeah, I'm keeping pulling down. You see that? I'm like painting down here off camera, so. Learning, always learning. My hope for the channel is that eventually, once it's set up and if I get, I think you need 50 subscribers, my goodness me, that I'll be doing a live stream in the morning for about an hour every morning. That's the goal. You know, chill out and paint live stream. That could be interesting. I think I would like to watch that. Everyone seems to do evenings. Alright. We're doing a little bit of repair work on these awesome little mushroom tokens. Look at that. Any cool? We got a bit of smudging going on there, so we're going to repair that now. It's been a few days and it can dry. You don't want to do too much because it'll just mess up. I mean, like I said, these are not models that are needing to be entered into any kind of competition. I just need them on the tabletop for a tournament. I've actually missed the first day. Last Saturday, today is Monday, and the tournament started on, the league, started on Saturday, and I couldn't go to it because these little guys were not ready. But it runs for 12 weeks, so, and I need to get 6 games in, so as long as I can get them ready for this Saturday, we should be fine. Ooh, nasty. There we go. There we go. Oh, some pump wagon. Probably going to be some mushrooms on there. This has probably got to be my favourite paint, the Flesh Tearers Red. One of my favourite contrast paints, if not my favourite. It's such a nice colour. And it covers really, really well. It's kind of, I don't know what it is. I'm not an expert or anything in paints, but it feels like it would use the word glossy. Rich. Love it. I love this model so much. Right, I think that's the mushrooms. That could have been a disaster. You don't want to get contrast paint on your carpet. Some wild wood now for the ropes. And the little pouches. When you're doing a scheme like this, you know, contrast paints, and you know fine you're not going to go back in and do any highlights or even dry brushes in my case, you've got to focus on the fact that you're doing the impression of, if you know what I mean. So for example, when you look at this, let me show you what I mean. You've got the wood, and here you've got the metal bracings or whatever they're called. And I've painted that in Basilicanum Grey, so it gives the impression of metal. And that's really just what I do with the whole thing. So for like these little pouches, it's like a different colour, a different brown to the wood, and it just gives the impression of leather. And like I said, you're not going to win any awards with anything like this, obviously, but I would be quite happy to rock up to a table with someone like this. It's just... That's a mushroom down there. I've missed one. Especially if you're in like, because where I play, it's in a cafe restaurant is where I'll be playing Bud Bowl, and the lighting isn't fantastic. You know, it's not daylight lamps or anything like that. And you're standing at a table 2 feet away. Don't worry about it. Look at me justifying the fact that my paint job's a slacker paint job. Alright, this could be interesting. These brushes are a bit tired as well. Contrast paints do completely destroy your brushes if you're not careful. You can see this one. This is one of the old Artificer. Where's my thing? Yeah, Artificer medium layer. And the point's completely gone. But it's good for basing. I use it for... It's probably my workhorse brush. I just use it for absolutely everything. Unless it's a model I really care about. Which is probably what I should have done for my first video. I should have gone, hey, look what I can do. I can paint okay. Not started with Snotlings, but I'm starting with this because I need them ready for Saturday. So I guess the thing I'm hoping to show, if this goes anywhere, is not necessarily that I can paint extremely well, because I can't. But what I can do is I can paint quickly. And I can make my models look pretty good on the table. And I can churn them out. And that's kind of, oh, yeah, you see, we're learning. There you go. I can churn them out relatively quickly. One of the projects I've just finished that I'm very proud of is my Space Marine Firstborn Battle Company. So that's 100 Marines, Firstborn, 6 tactical squads, 2 Devastator, and 2 Assault, as well as a few support units, so Dreadnoughts or Dreadnought, a drop pod, a couple of Rhinos. And I started that in May. We're currently November the 1st. I finished it a couple of weeks ago now. Each unit took about 3 days. Some of them, if I could really push myself, I could churn out in 2 days. Maybe if I can figure out video editing, I'll edit in a photo of what the full company looks like. And it was just something that, as a kid, I always wanted. And I've got one now. So anyway, my point is that I can paint pretty quickly when I'm motivated to do it. My next project after this is finished is my Blood Angels army. So I have a whole Blood Angels army with this new kits that came out. But just over 2,000 points probably. And I want to get that fully painted and on a table somewhere. I'm looking forward to that immensely. Blood Angels was my army of choice, as it was many people's, when I was a teenager, back in 2nd edition. I'm getting on now. Again, I don't know if you can see that, but what I'm doing here is there's a little bit I missed in there. And you just, even though it's the skin, no one's going to notice. Just tidy up a little bit. Oh, I'll tell you what. Now, while I've got this paint out, I do have something important to do. You guys wait there. Okay, you guys are going to be gutted, right? So, I'm lucky enough to own the Weta Workshop Titus statue. The big Ultramarine. That's his head. Obviously, just for the record, I did not paint this, but if you notice, I noticed this the other day. You see that? You see here? The white? One white there, one white there. Something has happened. Either one of my kids or I have no idea. But we've lost a hair strand and it's really noticeable. So right now on the statue, I'm using the other head, which is the helmeted head, and this one has gone on display. So I need to fix that because it is, look at it, is that another one there? See that in there? All these little damage. Wow. Yeah, something's happened. So what I'm doing is I am using a little bit of this brown just to kind of cover up that white. This is sacrilege. A very expensive model. I don't even know if this is going to work. I should have probably put down an undercoat, but then yeah. Because that white was glaringly obvious, and I figured just a few coats of this brown, at least when you're walking past, you might like not see it. My goodness, there's even more. Yeah. So at least now, oh, is that it there? No. I thought maybe it had bent in. But you can see it's so delicate, like the hair, individual hair strands. And I'm guessing something just caught on it. It's so cool, isn't it? Imagine being able to paint like that. Love it. Maybe we'll do a show-off video or something if I figure out how to do all that stuff. But I've been meaning to do that for ages. Just cover that up. It looks a bit better. So now, you wouldn't really know it was even there. I'm doing that Judge Dredd pose. I am the law, Leandros. Even the individual scratches on this. I've never actually looked at it this closely. It's so good. I remember when it came out, people were like, you know, you could buy a Warlord Titan for the price of these statues. And yes, you could. But good luck painting it to this level. This is really what you paid for, the painting job, I think. Awesome. Yeah, that's a good cover up though. That'll do. Yeah. Where are we with Pump Wagon? That's pretty much all the browns. I'm not sure what to do with that bauble on this hat. You know, this thing? Where are we? Show you in the camera. This thing here. I don't know what color. I think on the box art it's like grey or something. That spoon needs covering too. The spoon on the front. This thing. So yeah, for my goal, which is to do live streams, really, I need 50 subscribers. So before I can even turn on the live stream option. So hopefully this video gets some kind of morbid curiosity clicks. What is this guy all about? But if you could help me out, I would certainly appreciate it. You don't need to click the bell, because God knows how often I'll be doing this. My own position means that in the real world, I get quite a bit of free time in the early part of the day. I'm up early, and I get a couple of hours in the morning, which is when I do most of my painting, I'll be honest. Where's Basilicanum Grey? There it is. So I figured that was the best thing to do anyway. You know, just do live streams. People can put it on. Some chill music, some painting. Someone might like that. I'd like that. One of the reasons why I wanted to do it, because I went looking for something like it, and you know, you could probably get it on Twitch, I suppose, but for me, you know, I ain't going on Twitch. I don't like the UI for one thing. That'll do, I think. That'll do. Yeah, we need to fix that mushroom, don't we? This one down here. I'm not sure what that is in there. Is that a mushroom? I'll probably just paint. Oh no, it's the stem, isn't it? So he's like tied it to his to the wheel. I freaking love Snotlings. Blood Bowl's so cool. Like, their models are so much fun. I have a much better painted Norse team. Maybe I'll show that off someday. That was fun to do, the Norse team. And I did the same thing again. It was quite contrast paints. But I also added like a dry brush to that. And I spent a bit of time on the bases. But that's like what I consider my main Blood Bowl team. These guys are for a stunty league, which means you can only bring teams that have the stunty keyword, I'm guessing. There was a few restrictions. Do I paint that red? Do I be lazy? Or do I get my Magnus red out? Screw it. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. Look at that. Yeah. Again, we're going the impression of a mushroom. He's standing on a little mushroom there too, isn't he? Let's go in there. Again, it's such a good colour. Every time I get the paint out, I'm just like, what else can I use it for? Is that a mushroom he's standing on? It is, isn't it? I thought that was like a bit of metal or something, but it's a mushroom. Screw it. I think that's that. Maybe this thing, the M, would be a different colour, gold. If I could be bothered, I'd get the gold out and I'd do that. For contrast paints, incidentally, Agros Dunes is my gold of choice. It gives a really nice kind of impression of gold. Right, what else do we have to do? What else have we got up here? I've actually got a whole lot of pump wagon. Like, I've not even done this one because really, I mean, who runs 2 pump wagons at the same time? So what my idea is we skip painting the second pump wagon. I bring it with me and I assembled it just so, I mean, I was going to put it in the bits box, but I figured it's best to have it there. So we use that as a token. That way I can have 2 in the list. And then I just use this one. So, right. You know, I think we're approaching done. Most of them are kind of what I would consider finished. I'm going to do a little yellow on these eyes, maybe. And then it's the basing. Faces and bases, eh? I don't know if I'm going to bother with the teeth. Not immediately, anyway. I want to get onto my Blood Angels. Oh, gosh, I've got these tokens as well, don't I? These things. Yeah, how long's that been? 23 minutes? I guess we'll call that a day. Anyway, if anyone has seen this, write me in the comments, why the heck did you click on this video? I would love to know. Because it's probably going to have a ghetto thumbnail, so tell me why you clicked on the video. Tell me what you think I can improve if you know what you're doing. And try and, if you can, get me to 50 subs, I would really appreciate that. So, thank you very much.